Bluegrass, from the time that you're talking about, the mid-40s, it was a very cutting-edge thing. You know, Bill Monroe, Lester Flatt, and Earl Scruggs coming together to make that music was like the Beatles in the 60s, or like punk rock, you know, in the 70s. You know, it was jarring to a lot of people that had listened to the hillbilly country music or old-time fiddle music like the Fruit Jar Drinkers and the Stump Jumpers or whoever. And so it was really tight, really punchy, and Earl Scruggs' banjo was just pushing it right along. So anyway, those elements kind of define what is the progressive end of bluegrass, and always has. And I think we're just basically in our version of it, our generation of it.
And the kids, you know, listen, I watch them, and while they may not be playing the bluegrass that I grew up with, or that I play, or anybody else, they may be doing their own version of what they call bluegrass. And it may not necessarily be as close to bluegrass as it should be, I don't know. But what I do pick up on is how heartfelt it is. And that's the key to our music. It always has been. It's that emotion that comes out of your playing and your vocals.
Daddy Frank played the guitar and the French horn. Sister played the ringing tambourine. Mama couldn't hear our pretty music.
Our local people, we take it for granted. The people from out of town that haven't heard it's new to them, and they get a kick out of it. They get in these mountains and they listen to that music, and this mood takes over that we're talking about, and it's something they can't shake, you know. And they love it. They come back, and one told me, you never forget these mountains if you're ever in these mountains. It creates some kind. You look at these mountains, and some people from out might say they're kind of scared, but most of them has a sense of security when they get in these mountains. They're protected, you know, from the outside world, so to speak. They get in here and hide everything.
It's like an unspoken thing, you know, when there's hundreds of years of tradition, when it's like your parents played music, your grandparents played music, your aunts, your uncles. You know, there are a lot of people who maybe take an interest in it. They move from California or Texas or Europe because they like the music. But you realize once you get here, there's a culture and a heritage that you just can't learn in a textbook. You can't learn from a video. You can learn maybe a break or something, but there's a heart that goes with this music that's that you don't realize until you start getting in there with the people who really do it.
North Carolina's always been a place where great banjo players are from and fiddle players, and I think it always will be, just because of the history. People pass it down to their kids, and you know, like Sons of Ralph, you know, and I just think that's going to keep going on for a long time.
Yeah.
Progression is really interesting to think about, because you go backwards and you discover the roots of bluegrass, this old-timey, down-home kind of folk music that was just meant to be played for fun by people in their cabin or wherever. In the country, you know, all you had was your siblings and your mom and dad, so you just played music together, and it was easy. And then you get obsessed with that like I did, and moved to Asheville, and moving here had a really profound effect on me musically, where I wanted to go and play the most rooted form of bluegrass rhythm guitar you could do, just like Carter Stanley. And that's what works in the jams around here, because we're playing pretty old school sounding music. A lot of times you're hanging with old time people.
I truly think that there will always be people who love it and are interested in it And each person has a different interest, the way that they feel. Everybody that plays the banjo, they're not going to be like me and worship and wish that they could play like Earl Scruggs. But I think as long as you have people that are driven and have passion for acoustic music, there will always be a bluegrass music.